Hello! This is Way of Weinstein, live from the financial district of New York City. Wherever you may be watching, Facebook Live, YouTube. Woo! I love Curve. Great episode tonight. This was Season 9, Episode 5. Thank you for your service. And I'd just like to quickly say, for those that are serving currently or those that have served, thank you for your service. Your bravery is unmatched. And thank you for protecting our liberty and letting us go about our lives as we do. Thank you. So again, I just want to say thank you to those that have been a guest on Way of Weinstein this week. Keller, George, Jeremy Ruckert. Best of luck at Ohio State next year. For those of you who don't know, yesterday at the Ohio State Alumni Bar, got to meet him. He's going to be their starting tight end next year. All the people I got to interview at the bar, my mom, thanks for being a guest on Way of Weinstein this week. Okay, let's talk about tonight's Curb. So at first we see Larry at the gate, and he's stuck in a constant stop and chat where when he's at the gate, he has to make this conversation with him, which he hates doing. So as soon as I saw this, my mind immediately went to Seinfeld, which it goes to in most things, not even when I'm just in life. So when in the episode where Elaine had that receptionist, and anytime someone would call in, she just couldn't take a message. Then when Jerry called in, and then Jerry ended up going on a date with her, and that was the one where the episode where Jerry said, "You mean the panties your mother laid out for you?" And Elaine said she knew the whole time. So with that, essentially boring him with the reenactments and TV, and he just wants to go. He's trying to raise the window, and at first I thought he was going to damage his hands, but that didn't happen. That's just me thinking that. So then, and then with the whole face at the club, like when he's asking for it broiled, so I'm like, I mean, that's just Larry being difficult Larry. And then with so Richard and the John Adams book is like, it's so great, being extremely vague, just saying, oh yeah, you read the front page. That's like me. I mean, how thick a book that is. One people think you read it. And so with Ken and his wife, and then everyone's saying, oh, what a baby, great baby. I thought they were going to take the turn of that, how when Seinfeld when they went the Hamptons episode, I was in the pool, the shrinkage episode, how he was going to say, that's an ugly baby as soon as they went by, but they went with the viewpoint of that's looking Asian, which it has a great payoff later in the episode, which is the part of the episode I was just laughing the most, which I'll get to that later. So it was great, just thinking, please apologize, and I really want to see if they do anything with that, or if Larry just gets special treatment at the club. So, okay, so it's Sammy's fiance, Victor, and the whole thank you for your service. Yeah. Larry, you messed up. You couldn't just thank him for his service. Okay, now at the whole dinner program, again, with the broiled. I mean, Larry, you're in your 70s. It won't kill you to have something sautéed. And with the whole, does Larry get and kick out? I still don't get why Richard would appreciate the new kitchen especially as well, but who knows? And although did I think that Victor, Sammy's fiance, the vet, did overreact a little bit to that? I mean, granted, I have no legs to stand on this. I don't know if that's a big issue. I don't know if that's something that does get offended, but I think that was meant for the purposes of the show, for him to have that big reaction to lead to the reenactment, which was Jeff's idea. So Larry, if they were going to try to blame Larry for this later in the season, Jeff, if you didn't say that he would love that, Larry wouldn't have done it. So, and Larry at the mail carrier. So they had Kevin MacArthur on earlier this season as a chef at that restaurant where the guy wouldn't answer a question, wouldn't give you a direct answer, and they had his wife on the league, Jenny, and I've seen that her real name is Katie Asselton, which Larry's making the small chat, essentially very tiptoeing the line, just saying, oh, my mom would say it's the worst thing in the world if I was a mail. And we were trying not to offend her, but it's a postal or mail carrier, and making the point that a woman could have any profession as long as she's attractive, that a man will want to go out with her, which is like this one episode of Seinfeld where Larry was saying, I think either wrote the joke or it was Jerry saying, oh, a woman could say I work at a slaughterhouse, and Jerry's like, oh, slaughterhouse sounds great, I'll pick you up at 8. So, and the whole scene at the movie, so they should have avoided that situation, and so 2 flaws with that, especially with LA with the amount of reserved seating. Larry should have probably had a reserved seat and just been able to look at the lighting on the side and seeing what seat number it was. But in the off chance that this wasn't a reserved seated theater, yeah, she should have done the wave. The wave is not a scene. Now, as far as the candy with the popcorn, I'm one of the weird people who I don't eat during a movie at all, just because I feel like if I eat during the movie, I'm going to have to go during the movie, and I don't want to have to miss anything. Otherwise, I'm completely out of place. But I did see them do that in the movie Whiplash, which, I've never done that. So, for those of you that do that with the candy and the popcorn and the salty and the sweet, let me know. Is that something that's enjoyable? I don't know. And Larry trying to, like, with the witty banter, making up the Jewish holiday, and then saying he wants to reset. Now, that was great. I really appreciated that. Now, as far as him not getting the mail, I'm pretty sure Larry could have gone to his local post office and reported some kind of complaint and gotten the mail, because that's got to be some kind of like federal crime to withhold mail. Yeah, so like that's a plot hole, but I don't know. It was funny when she threw the mail at him. Okay, so then Larry's talking with the chef, which I really didn't care for this point, where like with the whole thing with the faces, there was too much with that, and then with the Mr. Takahashi, how saying that you'll get a letter soon, which realistically, looking back on it, he was saying that because, oh crap, he's on to the fact that baby who Larry thought looks Asian actually is Asian, and he doesn't want anyone else finding out that Ken's wife had an affair with him, and he ain't raising his biological child. And wow, so kudos on Larry's part. It's weird when he's right when no one thinks he's right. I love it when that happens. So with the war reenactment, Jeff says it's a great idea. He's always wanted to do that. He wants to have a great time with you. He's a big Seinfeld fan. And then, alright, so another thing. So when the guy who runs the gate, Sal. So at first he's saying he's banned because Larry wants to reset that as well. When he's got actual cannons, how is there no security check and why isn't there a guard there arresting him or at least getting him the hell off that field? I mean, whew, which unfortunately, post-traumatic stress disorder is a real and unfortunately that many people go through. Unfortunately, that did trigger Victor's PSD when he sees the valets and he's going at them, and hopefully that doesn't lead to Susie not being able to have the wedding for Sammy and Victor, which if that leads to no wedding happen, whew, when Susie's screaming and calling him a four-eyed fuck is going to be like a hello compared to that fury. Whew. So, and the best part of the episode, so Larry seeing the Mr. T on the car, and then just seeing Mr. Takahashi getting at it with Ken's wife saying, yeah, I knew that baby looked a little Asian. That was great. She's like, yeah, you're going to tell the club I'm going to play golf. I hold all the leverage. There's nothing you can do. And like Larry's essentially saying, I hold your balls. Do what I say. I love it when Larry gets his way. That was so great. It took me a minute to like realize like, oh shit, Ken, the one that it was showing the pictures of his child, and Larry saying looks a little Asian. So I had to rewind that. Just oh my god, that was so great. And then Larry getting the mail thrown at him, and Leon. So Leon didn't hate Leon in this episode. Leon. Essentially, I feel like they try to go too outrageous with Leon for saying, man, you didn't do anything, you just had one date, and she's withholding mail. Like, yeah, didn't hit, didn't quit, didn't tap, nothing. So, overall, that was a very good episode. Again, I'm not going to put it in the Curb Top 10. But yeah, overall, satisfied with the episode. Again, for those that have served, currently serving, thank you for your service. Thank you to those that have been a guest on Way of Weinstein. George, Keller, Gory, hope New Orleans was fantastic. Can't wait to hear about it tomorrow. And that is all. Have a good night.